Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. It is Money Making Mail Monday, and it is also Memorial Day. I like to thank those who have served, who continue to serve, and who have given the ultimate sacrifice for us to be able to have freedom. And for me, especially to live the life that I absolutely love living and being able to have the time to do what I want, when I want, and with whom I want. So I salute you. Today is your day. Thank you so much for your service and for those who have given the ultimate sacrifice. Now we are going to go ahead and jump into learning how to strategize, prioritize, and organize your life to include family, to include your business, to include your spirituality, to include your health and wellness, and everything else in between with Murphy's Law, as well as life challenges and obstacles, and of course, the to-do list, right? So let's go ahead and jump in it. First things first is I use two calendars. The calendar that is on my phone, which is an Apple phone, and the calendar on my desk, which is a Freedom Mastery planner. And this planner I absolutely love. I actually have been using this planner now. This is my 4th year. Next month, I will have to purchase another one, and it will be for my 5th year. And I love it so much because it has so many great things in it. It tracks my weekly schedule. It tracks my monthly schedule. It also tracks notes in between each month, as well as a ton of note pages here in the back as well. On top of that, it is really great because it has a lot of law of attraction road mapping, goal sending, quotes, mapping of your goals and what you want to achieve, and so much more. So this is really great. Again, it is freedommastery.com. And if you like the discount code, it is, I'm going to put it in the chat, is MEL AL 10. So freedom, put it in the chat, mastery.com. And then you can use MEL, MELAL 10 for a discount code. Enjoy, and let's move forward. So the first thing I want to do is know that I take whatever I have in my phone calendar and I plug it into my weekly calendar. I also have whiteboards behind me. I'll turn the camera around for a quick second. As you can see, I have 2 whiteboards. One is my to-do list of things that I need to do, and then the other one is pretty much what I'm promoting and who I'm working with. All right, so that's my whiteboard, and I use that as a guide every month on what my monthly tasks are. I use it as a guide for what my yearly tasks are. I use it as a guide as like what I need to do on a daily basis. So right now I'm in competition mode with fitness, so I know I need to drink a gallon of water. So I broke it down, literally knowing that, okay, if I have to drink 120 ounces of water, by 40 ounces, I should have drank it by 1 p.m. So it's great if you buy like a canister like this, and you find out how many ounces it is, and it helps you track. Okay, so if you know you need 6 or 8 of these cups, break it down by the time you need to have it drank by, and then this will help you stay on track with your goals on your intake, to include food, to include everything that we're going to talk about. I also have on my calendar my workout routine. I have on my calendar my business calls that are scheduled. I have on my calendar when I'm praying and meditating, right? Some of us may not have to put prayer in our schedules. I highly recommend you find your source and get connected if you're not, because this is literally the gateway, the key to all of my success. I found that becoming a believer of the Second Testament allowed me to have access to higher levels of leadership, as well as I was making a lot of money. So find what works for you. I'm not here to preach on any religion. I'm not a believer of religion. but I am a believer of spirituality and what your faith is and what you believe in. So this is dialed in. This is like number one most important for me. Okay. So I have 5 F's that I go through. The first one is your faith. Okay. So you need to strategize on when you are going to incorporate your faith. The next F for me is fun. Okay, so I'm taking care of myself through my faith and my fun, because if I'm not feeding my soul with the things that I love to do on a weekly basis, what's going to drive me throughout the week to do the things I don't want to do, right? So fun is super important. After fun is fitness, because of course, if you can't maintain a healthy lifestyle, then what's the good and what's the point of having the financial abundance that you can't enjoy? Because here's the deal. You're going to pay for your health now, or you're going to pay for your health later. So you might as well pay for it now and schedule into your lifestyle. Trust me, you will feel good. You will be awakened to more possibilities and enlightenments and ideas and thoughts that are only going to enhance your lifestyle. So faith, fun, fitness, family, and fortune. Okay, those are my priorities in that exact order. So I have all those things I have to ask myself. And then, of course, I have my coach that I have to talk to on a weekly basis and understand what nutrition I'm eating on what days, as far as macros count goes, what cardio days, what weight training days. So this is incorporated in all of my strategy, right? And I have these notes, I have stickies, I have my whiteboard, I have my calendar on my phone and in my notebook. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the new week, which I'm a few days behind, okay? Thanks for jumping on, Gregory and Cynthia. It's great to see you. Thank you for your service, Gregory, and happy Memorial Day to you both. Yes. So now I'm on my new week, okay? And I'm not going to stress that I missed 2 days, because my weeks start from Sunday to Saturday in my calendar. So I'm not going to stress about it. I'm just going to move forward and allow myself grace that I'm human, you know, and I'm not always on top of things, but I'm going to do it now because now is the most important time. So what I like to do is just start from the very top of my calendar. And at the very top, it lists what is today's goals. It has a little present, maybe rewarding yourself for the things that you're doing. If you're like, I need to get this done today, what are you going to give yourself? A little small reward. Maybe it's a little piece of chocolate. Maybe it's more time with your family. Maybe it's longer meditations or getting a massage. Depending on how big the priority will depend on how big your reward is. Okay, so for what I like to do is I like to remind myself that I need to prime my business. So I put prime at the very top of each day so that I can remember to do that, because it enhances the content reach on my social media content. So for those that are not a part of the Secret Success Challenge, we are in full mode action. And that's where I teach you on how to generate leads through your content. So always ask me about that, because that will be an ongoing thing. And what I like to do is, before I push out content, is I prime my page and reach out to people that are my followers and my friends to, you know, provide value on their pages as well. So then I think about, okay, what day of the week it is. So I know today is Money Making Mail Monday. And that is like my title for the day when I'm creating content. So I have the next thing on the very top is, what are the top priorities, the 3 top priorities. So the 3 top priorities is to create content. And it's Money Making Mail Monday. So that's what I put at the top. I have tips. Actually, I changed Tuesday to training in parables. It used to be tips and training Tuesday, or tips and travel Tuesday, because I'm in the travel industry, but it is now training in parables, because I am going to be basing a lot of my success and my lifestyle around my faith. So that is Tuesdays. And then, of course, wealth and wellness Wednesdays. Thursday's testimonial Thursday. So if you are also creating content on your pages, this may be a great idea for you to incorporate on every day of the week for what you find is valuable and what you're broadcasting on your social media page. Faith and Freedom Friday. Shabbat Shalom Saturday. And then Self-Awareness Sunday. And I do this so if I'm like stuck and I'm like, shoot, I need to put out some content. What's today? It's Tuesday. Okay. It is Training in Parables Tuesday. So you're not trying to work so hard throughout the week because you already scheduled and strategize your week with what you're going to do each day. So this makes your life easier around creating content. I also have a section on the side of what my weekly goal is, my number one weekly goal is. And I always portray that big goal around my business and how much I can increase my level in our rank structure. And then, of course, what gift am I going to get when I do so? So I plug that in as well. Okay. So now I pretty much have all of my top section filled out and my top goals. Now I just work my way down. So I transcribe last week's priorities list, which are my life to-dos, right? We all have life to-dos. Then I transcribe that over to the new week and I have little notes on what I did from last week. So either things fall off or I'm adding new things. So for example, I have to do a form for my military pay. So I'm writing that down. I have a tax thing that I have to do. And then, of course, I have all this mail. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I don't like paperwork. That's my stack of things I need to go through. So one of them is apparently there was a data breach and I have to get free, what you call it? Since there was a data breach, I get like free service on credit check to make sure no one gets hacked into my card. Okay. I also got an extension on my taxes, so I need to submit that with my assistant. So I haven't filed my taxes yet. And then I have some other things like updating, which I need to do this week. So I know that this list of priority that I'm filling out here, if it becomes like a time where I need to do it this week, then I put it down here on my to-do list. So then I know, okay, I need to get this done. This is my this week list, and that's my priority list, okay? So I have a Salesforce tracker I need to update. And I need to do that tonight because I'm enrolling or I'm onboarding a new agent tomorrow. So I need to make sure I get that done. And then a customer form update. And a few other things that I'm just writing down to get done. Yes, so this is a new thing. Now, when I say this is a new thing, I've discovered that I need to send out more email traffic, email campaigns. And I have this little positive habit tracker that I put over here and it starts off with gratitude, love, meditation, exercise. Again, signs that are important. And I realized like, okay, I've been wanting to do consistent email trafficking and I haven't been able to do it. So now if I put it on my habit tracker, I can check it off on every day of the week that I'm doing it. So then it's a visual for me to see and say, okay, if I haven't done it Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday, then I need to do it Wednesday or Saturday, because twice a week is my goal to get it done. So that's why I love the positive habit maker. Okay, so now, oh, a few more things. Okay. And now I just go down to the weekly stuff that I know I need to get done. And I'm going to give myself a pat on the back because there's something been on here for many months and I finally got it accomplished. So reward yourself, embrace the accomplishment because it feels good to check things off on your list. So a few other things I need to do this week. My dog insurance, they went up $30 a month. I don't know why. So either find a new one or find a new one. Okay. Doing that on Friday. So now I know that I can move that to-do list to exactly the top 3 priorities because I know I have to get it done on Friday. It's scheduled with someone. So that's like a meeting, course flyers. All right. Tire paperwork extension. And then I put a little note at the bottom to myself on what types of content that I'm creating on a weekly basis. So there's five types: story post, a live post, a two-step post, an offer post, and a reel. So I know that my stories get a lot of attraction. People love to read them, but I don't like doing them. So I put that on there so that I know if I'm not doing it once a week, then I'm falling behind on the attraction for my followers. I also noticed that I used to love doing lives, but now the algorithms don't really show lives a lot. They show more reels. So I'm converting all my lives to reels, but I don't find that they're getting a lot of content or a lot of attraction versus creating an actual reel. So, and then I find like my two-step offer, my two-step post is really a big hit because some things that really attract people and some things they just don't comment. But the last one I just did that are really attracting a lot of people, I already have meetings scheduled from a few days ago. And that is the FYI post that I shared on my side hustle is not an MLM. So a lot of people are asking me questions around that. And that would be considered a two-step offer, a two-step post, because I also say in there, ask me how. So people are asking me, I'm asking them to ask me a question, right? So that's in a two-step post. And then of course, I always want to do an offer post, not a lot, but every so often, so that people know, hey, I have something to offer to you and here's what it is. Okay. And we don't do those a lot because we don't want to become salesy. Now that my calendar is pretty set up, let me update my positive habit maker. I like to add in here, read the Bible every day. I like to in here, next to meditate is pray. And then on my exercises, I add in here abs, which are my vacuums. And then our team tracks new contacts. So I add in here new contacts because that's always building your business. And then I'm going to add in here promoting, which would be making calls and how many calls I would want to do a week pertaining to that. So whether it's promoting the next event calls or inviting calls, stuff like that. And I have a goal around that. Okay, and then I convert any notes that I have here in my section from last week that I may need to bring over to the next week. So okay, great. So you're moving your post to IG now. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Yeah, having one platform set aside for a certain thing and another platform on another thing is really great, especially, depending on the level of age brackets for each platform is pretty much what I decide when I'm going to post on each. So that's a great idea. Like this in. All right. So now I'm going to convert the notes over. Okay. And then tomorrow, my husband asked me to get something from him, so I'm going to put that on my to-do list tomorrow. Got that. Okay. Now I'm going to look at last week's notes, and I like to do check marks and circles. Last week was a pretty calm week. This one has a little more content. You could see circles and posts. So what I do is I do check marks if I accomplished it. I do a line through and right next to it, whether it was canceled or rescheduled. And then I circle anything that I know I missed and I should have done. So I'm looking at my week last week, anything that I circled, and I move it to the following week. Okay. And now is when I take everything that I have in my calendar, because that's where I schedule myself for everything. So if I happen not to have my book, or I use my phone with the calendar, especially to remind me of things that are coming up. So today is Memorial Day. Anything coming up tonight? I believe we have a call with our leadership. So I'm not sure if she's still having that, but I'm going to put it in here because it's tonight. And then I have another meeting later. So I'm going to add that. Okay. Then I go to tomorrow. So tomorrow we have the Freedom Alliance Mastermind meditation group, which is open to everybody. 8 a.m. Eastern on Tuesdays and Fridays. And then I have an hour in the gym. So before I add my hour in the gym, I have a few meetings before or after. So I have a networking online every Tuesday. So that goes in there. Then I have an in-person onboarding. So I have to set some time to drive. So I put that in there. And now I know, like for me in the morning, if I don't get my gym time in, it's very unlikely that I could get it done later. So I like to do the gym right after our meditation. So gym, and I give myself about 2-3 hours because I'm in preparation for a fitness show. So I have the gym from 9 to 11. I also use Calendly. So when you start growing a lot of times with people and you need help tracking it better, you can start investing in a calendar appointment website, which means people would go there and schedule you on your calendar. So my calendar is blocked out pretty much all morning until 11 or 12. So no one can ever book anything on there. So I just know in my head that I have to write it in my book what time I'm going to the gym. Or if I'm attending like fitness classes, Zumba a lot, then I put in the calendar, I add it to my virtual calendar so that it will remind me on what time I need to leave. Okay, so, and then inside of my calendar, let me share my screen with you because this is really good for subconscious training. Inside of my calendar, I have actual times in here that remind me of things I need to repeat to myself, which are subconscious ways of thinking, right? So you can see here tomorrow and every day at 1 o'clock, it reminds me that to say this verse, and it's every day and every way I'm getting better and better. Every day and in every way I'm getting better and better. This actually was a verse that was what's the word? It's a verse in the book Think and Grow Rich, where they did a test with people in Europe who actually said this for about 6 months, 90 days. And they did exactly what I'm doing. And they were scientifically proven to get better than the group that didn't say this at all. So that's very powerful subconscious way of thinking. And looking back, since I've been doing this, I can tell you that my life has gotten better in every way and every day. So try it out. Take a screenshot of this, add it to your calendar. As you can see, I have an alert that reminds me to say this pretty much. So when it pops up, it just is a reminder to say it every day and every way. I'm getting better and better. Very simple. I also have other things in here, like if you are having injuries and you need to remind yourself on doing physical therapy for yourself, I have that in there, leg raises for my right knee. Okay, I have another saying in here, which is we attract and grow with builders and leaders. This is one that I just made up for myself because what do I want to do? I want to grow our business with leaders and builders. So I am attracting and growing with leaders and builders. And I will tell you that when I've prayed to find the right people, it has also showed up for me, the right people. So, again, going back to your faith, going back to your subconscious way of thinking, these are little life hacks that we don't learn in school, right? We learn in growth developments and people that are willing to share this knowledge. So just so you can see, I'm going down the list. So I'm literally tracking and writing everything that I have. So I have power hour calls, which are my business calls at 2:30. So I put PHC and I go down with more. I have another call at 5 o'clock. Okay. And then if I'm looking, this is just a side note. If you really want good pictures with the sun, get them during golden hour, which means the sun is setting. And just before it sets, it puts this golden light on your skin. So I have that in my phone. This is not a time that, if you see it's blue, it's not a time that blocks out anybody that wants to schedule me. It's just a time that I scheduled for a reminder. If I have time and I want to get outside and take pictures, that's the best time to do it. Okay, I also have a leadership call every Tuesday. So if you have something that you need to be at, then add it to your calendar, put a reminder. This is something I need to be at every week. This is the leadership, letting leadership know more information on my business, on our business. So I have 2 alerts, okay, because I get distracted very easily. So I have a 30-minute alert to prepare me to get ready wherever I am. And I have a 5-minute alert like, okay, it's time to hop on. So if it's super important, this is what I highly suggest doing. And then all I have to do is click on the link of where the training is, and it takes me right there. So I'm not working harder. I'm just allowing the calendar to work for me. Okay. This is working smarter. And then I have a women's club meeting. So I put that in here. And we have an all agent training, again, all agent training call every Tuesday, right? So that's in there with reminders. And then I also have a reminder to go to bed and to put my phone down, okay? Because I could work through the night. And this is what I used to do when I was working full time in the military. You know, right after I get out of work, I let my dog out, I go home, and I would go to the next meeting. And I literally would work till 2, 4 in the morning and have to wake up for 7, 8 o'clock shift, right? So it's a very important reminder to, you know, again, get back into your faith and go to bed, because sleep is the most important thing that you could have for your health. I don't know why these suggestions come up. But if you're not prioritizing your sleep, then you're not going to be fully aware and focused and alert for the goals that you want to achieve. So it's really important. I also put in here to remember to journal, and you know, it's important to continue personal growth and development. So I read 10 pages as well. Okay. And then, of course, going back to your subconscious, are you reminding yourself to read out loud my desires and my plans? So again, going back to the book, Think and Grow Rich, our Freedom Alliance Mastermind group writes out every quarter our new desires and a plan of action on achieving those. So we write it out and we post it around our house, 3 places, so that I could read these out loud every night. So I'm able to remind myself what I'm working for and the feeling that I'm going to feel when accomplishing that. So I put myself in that time already. So exactly how much I want to make, on what day I want to make it, and then of course how I'm going to do it, what I'm going to give up to accomplish that. So that's a reminder in my phone to read out loud desires and plans. So I do that in the morning and then at night. And again, that comes from Think and Grow Rich, to read out your desires twice a day. So that's my Tuesday. Moving into Wednesday, I do the same thing. I like to call people on their birthday. So I just put at the very top of my page whose birthday it is and remind myself to call them. And then just filling out my calendar with the rest of the week. Okay, and I'm on Friday. And Saturday is half the year. Jeez. And since Saturday is my last day of the week, what I'm doing is I'm writing in the top 3 priorities to plan my calendar for the following week, right? As Benjamin Franklin says, if you plan to fail, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So plan your schedules, plan your life, plan your weeks, plan your years. And this way you're not going crazy on all of the things that you need to do because you are in control of your schedule. And I promise you, when people tell you that you're busy, you're such a busy person, I actually get offended. I'm not a busy person at all. I'm actually very productive and I'm time, excuse me, managed. And by the way, when I do all this, the music stopped, but what I like to do is listen to brainwaves. And you could just go to YouTube and you can Google brainwaves. And I have something playing in the background. These are alpha brainwaves. So it helps me focus and concentrate because this is a very important task that I do for myself on a weekly basis. And I need to have my full focus since I'm a little dyslexic, not officially, but I self-diagnosed. The last thing that I do is I just validate that I got everything in here. So I'm looking at my weekly schedule on the whiteboard. I see that I have my calls that I do on Sunday. And if I forgot to track it, then I just put it down. So I have my fam meditations, we have date nights, and we also do the power hour calls we talked about. And then as we go into the monthly stuff, I go back and I check, okay, what did I write down on my monthly task that I know that maybe this week I need to add it into this calendar. So I look, okay, this is the 27th, week of the 27th. I know that on Wednesday, I need to scale and push. So what that means for me is I need to look at my numbers on the end of month qualifications for our bonuses in my business. And I also look at the leaders that are really close to see who I can help and how I can serve them. So that's the week of scale and push to end the month out. And then of course I have in here, checklists, like did I have a culture day or a Shabbat day with our team? Did I volunteer this month? Did I do a review of finances with my spouse? It's very important, right? Most divorces are because of financial issues. So if you're having the conversation and you're in communication with those around you that you live life together, then you won't have these problems. So communication is everything, okay? Date nights, make sure that you have set a time for your family. So, I set a time to take my dog to the dog park, or I spend time with my husband on a weekly basis, right? Make sure that I'm feeding into my family areas. Okay. And then of course, anything else that I see to add into the week. Looks like I'm pretty on point with everything. And that's pretty much it. Anything else that I may have forgotten? Looks good. And then, of course, events. So it's really great to track on my whiteboard what events I have coming up with my company, what events I have coming up for vacations. And then, of course, we do team awards. So when I'm doing those and when I'm announcing those throughout the year and throughout the month. That is all. Does anyone have any questions? Pretty simple, right? Just doing the simple thing over and over and over again to get what you want, to get the results that you want. All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. God bless. Thanks for participating. See you soon.